All right, let's talk about how to get your hands on one of the most insane pieces of techwear on the market, an ACRNM hard shell, without getting absolutely destroyed by import taxes. Think of this as your playbook for what we're going to call the 30,000 baht jacket heist.
So if you're watching this, you probably already know the deal. Acronym isn't just clothing, it's gear. I mean, we're talking about 3-layer Gore-Tex Pro, crazy features like the jacket slings so you can carry it hands-free, and a look that's straight out of the future. It's basically high-performance equipment you can wear.
Now get this. What if I told you that the taxes alone to import one of these into Thailand could literally pay for a weekend trip to another country to go buy it, and you would still save a ton of cash? Seriously, I'm not exaggerating. This one idea right here, that's the key to our whole mission.
It's a totally fair question. How can the price difference be that big? Well, the answer has nothing to do with the jacket's price tag. It's all about this gauntlet of fees you have to run the second you try to ship it to Thailand. So let's, break down the enemy here.
Okay, so meet the main villain of our story. This huge, nearly 40% tax wall that stands between you and your jacket. And it's not just one simple tax either. It's a whole chain of fees and duties that just pile on top of each other to make importing directly a really, really bad idea.
And there's the number, 39.1%. That is the extra cost you're looking at, and it's calculated on top of the jacket's price plus the shipping and insurance. For anyone trying to buy in Thailand, this number is basically the final boss. But how on earth does it get that high?
Okay, so this is where it gets kind of wild. They don't just tax the jacket. First, they add up the cost, the insurance, and the shipping. Then they slap a huge 20 to 30% import duty on that total. But wait, it gets worse. They then charge you 7% VAT, not on the original price, but on the new, higher price that already includes the duty. It's literally a tax on a tax.
And here's what that looks like in the real world. A jacket that's about 48,000 baht suddenly costs you almost 68,000. And if you're looking at a flagship model, well, that 87,000 baht jacket blows up to over 118,000 baht. That's more than 25 grand going straight to taxes and fees. It is absolutely brutal.
So if shipping at home is a financial nightmare, what's the move? Well, this is where the fun begins. Instead of handing all that money over in taxes, we're going to reroute it into a travel fund. It's time to execute the fly-to-buy strategy.
And boom, here it is. This is the slide that changes everything. Look at this. The normal retail price is just under 60K. Importing it, that blows the cost up past 85,000 baht. But the fly-to-buy mission, your total cost, I'm talking flights, hotel, the whole thing, comes in under 54,000. You're not just avoiding taxes, you're actually getting the jacket for less than its original European price. That's insane.
Our intel is pointing us to a very specific, time-sensitive opportunity. So let's gear up and head to our first target, Singapore. And we're not just picking it randomly. There's a perfect storm of factors that make it the ideal place to strike right now.
Now, here's the crucial piece of information. The thing is, Acronym almost never, ever goes on sale. But right now, the official dealer in Singapore, a store called Limited Et, has a 20% discount on some of their best jackets. This is the window. This is the opportunity we've been waiting for.
Oh, and it gets even better. On top of that 20% off sale, because you're a tourist, you can claim back about 5% more in tax right at the airport. You're buying from an official, top-tier dealer, so it's all legit. And a flight from Bangkok is cheap and quick. All of this together makes Singapore target number one, for sure.
But hey, every good mission needs a solid backup plan, right? What if the sale in Singapore ends, or they just don't have your size? Well, that brings us to target 2, Hong Kong. This is our consistent, always reliable alternative. The best part about Hong Kong is how simple it is. It's a free port, which means there's no sales tax, no VAT, no import fees on clothes, period. The price on the tag is the price you pay. It's a tax-free paradise for shoppers, which makes it a fantastic option for this kind of operation.
So even when there's no special sale, you're already winning in Hong Kong. See, European prices always have about 20% VAT baked in, so Hong Kong's prices are automatically way cheaper. Their main dealer, Inc. Clothing, usually has a great selection, and you can sometimes find some amazing deals on stuff from last season. It's just a great all-around choice.
Okay, so we've analyzed the problem, we've scouted our targets, now it's time to bring it all home. Let's look at the final debrief and figure out the absolute best strategy.
And yeah, the numbers here really speak for themselves. Importing the jacket is a massive 85,400 baht. Going to Hong Kong is way better, saving you about 17,000. But the Singapore mission, with that rare sale, it comes in at just 53,600 baht. That is a saving of almost 32,000 baht. It's not even a competition. The winner is clear. So the verdict is in. For right now, the Singapore operation is, without a doubt, the smartest move you can make. That 1-2 punch of a big discount plus a tax refund is just too good to ignore. If you happen to miss that window, your fallback plan, your standing order is to pivot to Hong Kong.
And here it is, your step-by-step checklist to pull this off perfectly. First, call or message the store to make sure they have your size in stock. Then, book a quick weekend trip. When you go to buy, make sure you show your passport to get the tax refund ticket. Claim that refund at the airport before you fly out. And finally, and this is the most important part, wear the jacket on the plane home. It's now your personal property, not something you're importing. Mission accomplished.
You know, this whole thing brings up a pretty interesting question at the end. On the one hand, yeah, it's a cool story about being a smart shopper and kind of beating the system. But on the other hand, it's about passion, right? When the money you save on taxes literally pays for the whole trip, maybe the real question isn't whether the jacket is worth the ticket, but why you'd ever even think about buying it any other way.